Coming up on Pet Medics, a hungry goat who can't swallow, a farm dog with a peculiar pain that baffles new vet Max.
This is almost out of the scope of a new graduate.
And Marcus gets to grips with an injured horse.
You got to be careful, obviously. Horses have been known to strike out.
Tauranga is a thriving New Zealand town nestled between the country and the coast. It's a busy day for the local vets with rural and city clinics. And the team are already on duty. Today, they're bursting at the seams.
Let's have a little look, little one.
Rookie vet Max is at the Tauranga Vet Rural Clinic this morning when working dog Trump is brought in from the farm.
So what are we seeing Trump for today?
Well, he came out with his head on its side this morning out of the kennel and I thought, that don't look good. And so any time I've been around his head, he's quite sensitive.
Check that everything's all right.
Ian buys working dogs and trains them up to be farm ready. He needs Trump in good shape, as he's already got a home for him lined up.
It wasn't even for sale and he was sold. Chap saw him working and said, is that dog for sale? And I said, not quite ready for sale, but he's going to be for sale. He said, well, I think I'll take him when he's ready for sale.
Max begins his examination.
What diet is he on?
He's on those hills.
Yeah.
You know, the ones
the
I
working
mean,
dog
orange
ones.
working one, yeah. And pies.
Pies, you feed him pies. It's the odd
Not
pastry pie or...
Pastry pie, yeah.
So-
The ones that are pasta used boys, so.
Oh yeah, it's an interesting feed choice.
But Trump's problem appears to be his head, not his stomach, and Max checks out his mouth.
So he has chipped his two canines here, if you can see. That's exposed pulp cavity down there.
Yeah.
And that's going to be really painful for him. I would probably say that that will need to come out.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Max thinks Trump has a toothache, which is causing him to turn his head, so he's off to the dentist.
Come, mate.
But as Trump leaves, holding his head so awkwardly, Max wonders whether there's more to it.
Can we just get him out walking up and down the corridor here?
As Trump walks, he pulls his head away. It's clear that there's something much more serious going on.
We'll bring him back in and we'll have a little look. Maybe there is some sort of a neurological deficit going on here.
Max is a new grad and is under the guidance of senior colleagues with all his cases.
You're happy enough, aren't you?
This is almost out of the scope of a new graduate.
More experienced vets are always on call, so he phones Kate, referring the case up.
Would you be able to see it sometime this afternoon?
3:40, I've put him in there. Yep.
Fantastic.
Kate's concerned by Trump's mysterious symptoms and requests him to come into the city clinic promptly.
She'll have a second opinion and really work out what's going on with Trump.
Meanwhile, mixed animal vet Marcus sets off from the rural clinic. Today, he's meeting a teenager's pride and joy, her horse.
Going to see a horse that has a lump on its leg that it's lacerated, and we're just worried that it might have a little bone chip that could be causing a bit of an inflammatory reaction.
Jess is a horse-mad 16-year-old. Wally is her second horse and is also 16.
He's pretty cool. He's pretty good at jumping and stuff. Just had a cold recently as well, so he just got over that.
Hey, Jess. Yeah.
Jess thinks that Wally may have scraped himself with his shoe.
It happened last Sunday, and it got infected on Wednesday. So I've been a bit worried about it for the past few days.
Marcus is going to take an ultrasound of the horse's leg to see if he can spot any breaks or chips.
You can see through the lens here an image right in front of my eye.
Ultrasound is commonly used by vets to evaluate horses in the field.
Looks like I'm not up to much, but it's... I'm looking at stuff. Might get you to come in, Jess, and just hold him over here.
He's going to scan the tendon splint to see if the bit of bone had broken.
Yep, I can see the surface of the bone, so we should be able to pick up any fractures.
A fracture, though common, can spell the end to a promising horse jumping career for Wally. Back at the city clinic, Kate also has her hands full with a greedy baby goat.
Wasn't swallowing too good, frothing at the mouth, continually chewing, but nothing's going down. Thought I'd better get it checked out.
All right, little one, let's have a look.
Normally, this goat's a veritable garbage disposal.
Bamboo,
Yeah.
Asian wattle plant,
Yeah.
grass, weeds, stuff from the veggie garden you throw out.
What we're going to need to do really is to have a look down the back of the throat, see if it's something we can clear easily.
This kid will need to be sedated so the vets can see why it can't swallow.
Don't worry about the price, just do it. My old man probably won't agree with that. He'll probably say get the gun out, but
Yeah.
But the future for a kid who can't eat is no laughing matter.
It could be potentially pretty serious for this wee one. If it's stuck further down or stuck right throughout the intestinal tract, that's a pretty serious sort of condition.
The staff are stretched today, and Kate has no time to sit around waiting for this kid to fall asleep.
We've got to try and get this goat sorted before the dog Trump is arriving from Te Puna to get checked out as well, so go, go, go.
Coming up after the break, will Kate be able to find the source of Trump's unusual pain?
Yeah, okay.
There's worrying signs in this goat's throat.
There's blood in the back of his throat.
And who else will arrive to the crowded hotel for pets?
Looks like it's a full house today.
It's a busy day at the Tauranga Vet Clinic, and staff grab a quick coffee before the next patient comes in. Ashley's Chihuahua Ollie has gone off his food, and she's brought him in to see Vet Holly.
He usually eats throughout the day and he drinks a lot, but now that he's stopped, it's kind of scary.
Chihuahua are the smallest dogs in the world and live the longest. Despite their size, they have a feisty reputation.
He's pretty antisocial, so he doesn't really like other dogs. He's scared of the vet.
Oh God, do you guys want to come on through?
And true to form, Ollie doesn't seem keen to meet Holly.
Oh, Mr. Ollie, you're looking a bit nervous, buddy.
Ollie hasn't eaten for 24 hours, and he's suffering from diarrhea. For a dog the size of Ollie, not eating can very quickly become serious.
Oh, buddy, feeling a bit hollow, aren't you? One of the tricky things is when we've got something like vomiting or diarrhoea, there are quite a few different things that can cause that. In a sort of small, relatively nervous character like Ollie, some of the things that they can get can be stress-related. You're both a bit weepy, buddy.
Ollie is happiest when he's at home having a quiet time with his best friend Ashley.
I'm his favourite human in the house. He sleeps with me and goes everywhere with me. He is important to me. He's like my little child, really. He's my little baby.
Ollie is dehydrated and not eating. Holly wants to keep him in for the day on an IV drip to rehydrate him.
They're small, which means they can go downhill quite quickly because there's just not a lot to them.
Down the hall, hunt-away farm dog Trump has come in to see Kate with a mystery illness.
Yeah, okay.
This morning, new vet Max struggled to pinpoint what was wrong with Trump. So now it's time to get a second opinion from a more experienced vet.
And he's not having times where he's falling over or anything like that? Walking in circles?
No.
No.
Trump doesn't seem to react until Kate finds his sore spot.
Right in the thick of it.
Yeah, okay. Looks like he's got a sore neck. Nothing obviously...
Kate has 7 years' experience and has very quickly isolated the problem area, his neck.
You can tilt his head up, and that's okay. But tilting his head down, I'm trying not to hurt him too much.
Ian recalls that Trump has been banging inside his kennel for the last few nights.
So he sort of rams at the kennel door, does he, or?
Inside the housing bit.
Yep. Oh, mate, it's so painful, isn't it? With neck pain like this, it can be anything from like a, you know, strained neck, just like you and I could get, to things like a slipped disc.
A serious neck problem is not what Ian was expecting.
Just out of the blue, this.
Yeah, it's definitely his neck, and that's why he's doing that. I think for now we're best to give him some pain relief, get him a bit more comfortable, and maybe book him in for some X-rays. Sam will get him settled in a cage for the night, and we'll keep him comfortable.
It's been a roller coaster day for Trump, starting with a mystery pain and now having to stay overnight in the clinic's crowded vet hotel, waiting to see what tomorrow's X-rays will reveal. Out of town, vet Marcus is finding it hard to concentrate with all the testosterone in the barn.
Yeah, I think he's had a sleeping, eh? He's crowing a bit late. Get up earlier.
He's doing an ultrasound on horse Wally to find out whether the lump in his leg hides a splintered bone, which may have serious consequences.
Let's have another look. Just lift that leg again.
The tiny screen clipped to Marcus's hat allows him to see images of Wally's bones and muscles that the ultrasound machine reveals.
Can't see any obvious fractures. Bit of an irregular surface on the bone, so maybe just a bit of inflammation. So bandage, as we have been, and get him onto some anti-inflammatories. Probably want to give him a rest for a week or two, just to be sure.
It's a relief for Jess, but she'll need to give Wally a bit of TLC to ensure he makes a full recovery.
It is important to keep control of these conditions. They certainly can turn nasty quickly. You manage it well, should be no problem.
Once we get out on the cross-country field, he's pretty excited. Just like the fun and jumping and stuff, I really enjoy it. You just feel like you're flying.
And hopefully, it won't be long before Jess and Wally are back in the arena. Meanwhile, across the bay at the clinic, dehydrated Chihuahua Ollie needs fluid quickly.
Come on, darling.
Holly will attempt to put a line into his leg with the help of vet nurse Jess.
Oh, hello, Ollie. Oh, you okay? Just relax.
Searching for a vein on a Chihuahua is like finding a needle in a haystack, especially when they're dehydrated. But Holly aces it.
Because we don't know exactly what's causing his diarrhoea at the moment, and he has had some blood, starting him off with IV fluids and IV antibiotics is going to give him the best chance of recovery.
And she's performed the tricky procedure not a moment too soon.
Fluids can make a really big difference for these small guys and help to stop them from going downhill. Any attempt to bite at all?
With his bandages secure, Ollie is off to his cage.
Looks like it's a full house today.
Shaken door.
This pampered pup will be spending the day in the mixed company of Trump and a noisy kid goat, so hopefully his nerves won't be shot. With Ollie safely tucked away, Holly is free to assist Kate as she extracts the munched up morsels the baby goat has been holding onto.
He's a good man.
That's it.
Woo!
Owner Andrew doesn't want to leave his kid and stays to watch the elaborate operation.
Do you reckon you could hold the tongue, Sam? Because also with the...
Kate quickly makes a worrying discovery.
There's blood in the back of his throat.
She pulls out more and more grassy lumps.
It's really hard to see anything because their throats are so long and their jaw can't open very wide.
She's still searching when the goat suddenly lurches forward. The anaesthetic is wearing off.
I'm just going to give him a top up on his anaesthetic just to make him a little bit more relaxed than he is at the moment.
Andrew is keen to help out as Kate passes a tube right down the goat's throat into its stomach.
That's as far as I can get it to go. There's no blood or anything on it.
She's cleared all obstacles from his throat, but still can't find the source of the blood. But she thinks she knows what's happened.
We're hoping that it's just a little injury to the throat or something like that that's causing him to pack food in the back of his mouth there.
This kid may have eaten one sharp branch too many, wounding his throat.
I wish I could just find something.
Kate takes this opportunity to rehydrate him.
Basically, we're just going to give him a bit of hydration, if nothing else, and soothe anything through that's stuck further down, but not a common procedure. No.
She decides it's best he spends time in the clinic to control his food and avoid sharp objects on the farm.
We're going to keep it in here, I think, just for the night and see what happens in the morning.
However, the goat doesn't seem to agree. Whoever else is sharing the room for the night better have earplugs. Coming up, is Trump's career over?
This could be potentially serious injury for a working dog.
And will this kid be able to chow down once more?
You gotta eat down here.
Good morning, Taronga Vet. You're speaking with Becky. Do you want to just come on through?
At the clinic, Ashley brings back her Chihuahua Ollie for a checkup. Yesterday he had urgent IV treatment and Holly prescribed a quiet night in.
But he's been all good anyway.
Ollie might not be happy to see her, but Holly is keen to hear about his progress.
Been pretty happy with how he's been this morning.
Yep.
Had a bit more breakfast.
Yes, he had some more of that meat.
Awesome. And were you able to give him a little quarter of a tablet?
Yep. He ate that.
He ate that? Oh, what a clever little man. Often just having that fluid therapy for the day just makes such a big difference. You know, you sort of stop that downward cycle, then they start eating again, then, you know, they get the energy back.
And Ashley has a theory as to why Ollie fell ill in the first place.
We think that he went out the back of our house and ate some of the chicken poo. So my dad's going to build a fence tonight to stop him.
He's doing really well and I'd expect a full recovery for him.
Working dog Trump has spent the night in the clinic after being diagnosed with neck pain that could be a sign of something serious. Kate has sedated him and conducts x-rays to try and discover the extent of Trump's injury.
So we found on Trump's x-rays an area at the front of the third vertebrae that looks like it could be a little hairline fracture.
I think it's worth a shot.
If this is the case, it will be devastating for Trump's working life.
This could be potentially serious injury for a working dog who often, you know, runs a lot of miles, uses his legs a lot, especially if it starts to affect his neurologic function.
It's potentially very serious, and Kate has consulted with a specialist. He's asked for more x-rays.
Necks are notoriously difficult to interpret on x-rays, and if you don't get them perfectly straight, then things can look like there's a problem when there's not a problem.
Trump will have to hope that this is the case. Meanwhile, his noisy roommate has had an overnight rest with no food in the hope that his throat wound will start to heal.
Don't eat my veg. Don't eat my veg.
The big question now is whether he will eat.
Are you gonna eat anything? Have some food. Have some food.
The goat's future will hinge on whether he can eat or not. He can't resist that kiwi grass.
Lovely.
The goat's owner Andrew has come to collect him, and Kate shares the good news.
All good. He's pretty alert and he's eaten everything we've offered and it's all gone down, so I guess that's a good start.
Kate prescribes a strict diet, avoiding his usual buffet of sharp things.
And each day gradually increase the amount of food he's getting per feed.
Come here. Very good little buddy. Made it through.
He's on the road to recovery, and owner Andrew is stoked his buddy will live to eat another day.
See your eyes thinking the worst this morning. So yeah, no, it's a good outcome really. Didn't cost too much money, so glad I brought him in.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Working dog Trump is still woozy from the sedative when his X-ray results come in.
Taken another X-ray view of Trump's neck, and that's showing that actually the lines we were seeing probably aren't in fact fractures.
Armed with the new information, Kate can eliminate a fracture and now suspects a muscular injury. She tests his neck to see if rest and anti-inflammatories have helped.
He's moving a lot better today. He doesn't seem to have any pain in his neck like he had yesterday when we turn his head down. So things have significantly improved for him overnight.
G'day, mate.
Owner Ian returns to take him back to the farm.
At this stage, I'm happy with his progress. He's a lot more comfortable today. I'm happy to send him home for like cage rest and some more anti-inflammatories. So it's one of these a day with food.
So Trump gets to head home, but Kate lays down some strict ground rules.
No jumping, because I don't want his neck to be strained or stressed in any funny angles.
I'll take him out for a run every day, but not boisterous stuff with the other 7 dogs.
See you, Trump. See you later.
Thank you very much.
Coming up next time, catching customers is just the start of the problem.
But it's not the first time we have to catch a patient first.
Holly calls for backup to wrangle a giant puppy.
Oh God.
He's gonna take me for a run.
And a loved family pet strangely loses the use of its legs.
He's like aiming for the door.